the Rockets starting five look like according to analytics. According to analytics, you really can't do it too much because there's just been so much turnover on this team. So I kind of fucked around with a bunch of different four-man combinations to see how I could, of incumbent players and see how you could round it out there. So what I came up with here is John Wall, Daniel House, Christian Wood, and Jae'Sean Tate. They had a net rating of plus 13.6 last year and about 170 non-garbage time possessions per cleaning the glass. That is no time at all. But again, if you wanted to use incumbent Rocket players, the samples are just inherently small given the turnover. Also injuries to guys like John Wall, Christian Wood missed time, Daniel House missed a bunch of time. So you would start with those four if you want to do this analytically. And I think you just round this out with, maybe Eric Gordon might actually be the best player left, but it has to be Jalen Green. And not just given what you saw from him in the summer league, but like that, you have so much just future equity invested in that dude. Their actual starting lineup this season, I'm not going to claim to have a feel for it. I think it ends up being something like John Wall, Kevin Porter Jr., Jalen Green, Jae'Sean Tate, and Christian Wood. So it actually is probably kind of close to that. I don't know if they would consider, like, do we want Jae'Sean Tate coming off the bench and maybe we'll just start Alperen Şengün? I don't think you would want two rookies in the starting lineup, and I'm just going to assume that Jalen Green will be in the starting lineup. Maybe bring Kevin Porter off the bench as sort of that microwave sixth man, and then you start Eric Gordon, but you might even just view Eric Gordon as that microwave sixth man. If there was a sixth player that was going to crack this group, so I have Wall, Porter Jr., Jalen Green, Tate, and Wood as my projected starting five, which is, again, very close to what it would be if you were going, by analytics last year. You would simply just be taking out Kevin Porter Jr. and putting in Daniel House there. I think it would probably be Daniel House that would be the most likely to actually crack the starting lineup if we think that Kevin Porter Jr. isn't going to be there. I can't see them starting a second rookie, although maybe they should. Like just Usman Garuba, Alperen Şengün, those guys probably need to see some minutes at the same position with the four. You also have Jae'Sean Tate, who should probably play some four. So maybe they're just worried about logjam there. But you also have some minutes where you could slot people up at the five because you have Wood and Daniel Tice and just not many other bodies there. But if you're looking to, you're worried, let's say you're just worried a little bit about Jae'Sean Tate, Şengün, and Usman Garuba, that could factor in. They also have Josh Christopher floating around here. He had some high moments in the summer league. But to cap that off, the analytics say, just based off the way that I use it, I was trying to look for, and by the way, like the 169 possession sample size I was using for those four of John Wall, Daniel House, Christian Wood, and Jae'Sean Tate, it was just among the highest of their four-man combinations. So I have those four, and then you would just throw Jalen Green in there. If you were really catering to analytics, maybe you go with Eric Gordon, just the more proven player. I would expect this to be a John Wall, Jalen Green, Jae'Sean Tate, Christian Wood, then Kevin Porter Jr. situation. I don't feel comfortable about that last spot. It could go to Daniel House, Eric Gordon. You might even be able to make a case for David Nwaba in there, but I think you need more proven shooting within that lineup, certainly, which is why Kevin Porter Jr. and Jalen Green might maybe play together. And that's a lot of just creation wrapped into one starting five. Let's move on to another. That was a fascinating question, by the way.
No team can afford to overpay for talent. Build a championship team with Indeed, the smart way to only pay for quality candidates that meet your must-have requirements. When hiring gets hard, you need Indeed, the job site that makes hiring incredibly simple. Just attract, interview, and hire. In fact, with Indeed, you can do all of your hiring in just one place. Indeed knows how important it is to make the most of your recruiting hours and dollars. And with Indeed, you can save time and money by setting your must-have qualifications and only pay for the quality candidates that meet them. Get started right now with a $75 sponsored job credit to upgrade your job post at Indeed.com/Blue Wire. Get a $75 credit at Indeed.com/Blue Wire. Indeed.com/Blue Wire. Offer valid through September 30th. Terms and conditions apply. Does this sound familiar? You've got one device that lets you catch the game live, another that lets you stream your favorite shows, you're watching sports highlights on your phone, and you've got your neighbor's best friend's login for the good stuff. Well, I want to tell you about a simple way to get all that entertainment you love without the hassle and a great way to finally get your TV together. It's called DirecTV Stream, and it brings you live TV and on-demand favorites together like never before so you can watch your favorite sports, movies, and shows all in one place. That means no more juggling remotes and no need to buy another device ever again. And the best part? There's no annual contract. So get rid of the clutter and the confusion and get your TV together with DirecTV Stream. You can learn more at directtv.com. That's directtv.com. Compatible device required. Content varies by package.
Let's move on to this next question. Lee M asks, how does the Bucks offseason pickups look after not re-signing PJ Tucker? I'm not sure